Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here for WeAreChange.org, and it looks like it may be over for Elon Musk as the CEO of Tesla. Now, I know that's hard to believe, but last week on the backup channel, we were reporting that the Department of Justice had already opened up an investigation into Tesla. You see that? We're ahead of the news too, folks. And now the Security and Exchange Commission has also filed a lawsuit. So what does this all mean? And is this hype? Are they trying to take out Elon because of what he did on Joe Rogan? Is he so anti-establishment? We're going to give you the full scoop in just a moment, but I want to remind everybody we are funded solely by you guys. So if you can, go hit up the t-shirt shop. We have a lot of great designs. You look good, you help independent media, and you help support broadcasts just like this one. Now, it was revealed late Thursday that, yes, the SEC was going after Musk. Now, aside from the emails, the texts, the main thing that they said that they were going to do, this is a 23-page suit, okay, that they have filed against him, well, was that he was saying on Twitter openly that he had secured private funding and that this was indeed false.
To go private or to stay public? That is a fierce question floating right now in Tesla CEO Elon Musk's mind at this hour. Right now on your screen, the stock is still halted. Why? Well, this afternoon, he tweeted out, quote, "Am considering taking Tesla private at $420 per share, funding secured." That's what he said, funding secured.
Now, some people have kind of taken the SEC to task and said, you know, these cases usually build for months, sometimes years before people are charged. And normally when they're charged, they're fined. But the SEC is actually looking to take out Musk. Now, let's read a little bit of this article. The Securities and Exchange Commission sued Tesla CEO Elon Musk for violating securities fraud laws Thursday afternoon, alleging his August 7th tweet about having funding secured to take Tesla private was false and misleading. It was an unusually swift conclusion to an SEC investigation, which can often take many months or even years to result in charges. With respect to our speed, we believe our actions have the most impact when they're brought most closely in time to the events that bring them forth. Stephen Piken, co-director of the SEC's Division of Enforcement, said at a press conference discussing the charges against Musk. Neither celebrity status nor reputation as a technological innovator provide exemption from federal securities laws.
We conducted a swift investigation here. The investigation was complete, and it was time to make a charging decision, and we made one.
Now, I know a lot of you out there are thinking, oh, Musk is just so anti-establishment. They need him out of there. They want him out of there. But the fact of the matter is a lot of people were betting on Musk being brought up on these charges. And even before he did these tweets, saying he was going to fall apart as the CEO.
Tesla will miss the third quarter production. They did not reiterate their financial guidance in the blog post Friday night. Most companies, when they have big news this late in the quarter, will reiterate guidance to assure investors that operations are on track. And I believe imminently, in the next couple of months, Elon Musk will be removed as CEO of Tesla.
By the board, Gabe, or by some other outside investigation from the SEC or whatever it might be?
The SEC, CNBC had an amazing interview with Teresa Goody, former general counsel of the SEC, just this morning. I would encourage anybody interested in Tesla to listen to it. And if anyone thinks that the SEC is not serious about this matter, they absolutely are. This was, in my view, the most egregious and naked example of securities fraud I've ever seen from a CEO in my 18 years as a hedge fund manager.
One of the things that they did not focus on in that Joe Rogan podcast is that Musk himself said the most difficult thing he was doing was running Tesla, the car company. It's very difficult to run car companies. And it should be noted that only Tesla and Ford did not take a bailout from the government when the automotive industry here was about to go under. Still, he has made false predictions in the past And many people really do believe this will be the end for Musk.
I'm curious as to whether you think Elon Musk will be CEO, let's say, by year end.
We don't think so. I mean, if you read the SEC complaint, which alleges fraud, it seems like fraud may be in the DNA of this company. And what we mean by that is, them going out and basically him putting out that tweet, essentially nobody knew about it. And what's even more, I think, startling and interesting to us is what the CFO said in the complaint. The CFO essentially went to Musk, didn't question him, it seems like, on the merits of the go private. He said, let's put out a blog post or let's send out something to the employees to basically describe this to the world, not questioning the go private. So I think that's something that's concerning.
In fact, so many people out there thought that he was going by the wayside that they put shorts or bet against the company and recently made a fortune. This happened back in August.
So Dave, it's Bonnie in New York. You certainly made a bit of a killing with your short position. In fact, we have a story today saying that Tesla's 12% drop handed short sellers almost $1.3 billion in mark-to-market gains on Friday alone.
We had shorted the stock back in August, talked about that on Bloomberg back on August 7th and 8th. Yep. We were shorting the stock then.
It should also be noted that prior to the infamous Rogan podcast, many board members had voted to remove Musk as CEO. And it shouldn't come as a surprise that Musk was even offered a deal before being sued by the SEC, and it fell apart in a morning. There's no doubt that this man is hyper intelligent, is a maverick, is a genius in many respects, but the SEC wins 95% of their cases. So that really does put into question whether Musk is going to be able to ride this one out. And many are predicting he will no longer be the CEO, but hold some other position on the board somewhere or in the company.
Keep in mind, the SEC, I think, wins roughly 95% of their cases. So in Tesla not taking a plea deal, they're making a big gamble in our view. And we think with the full backing of the U.S. government, you're going to have potentially some issues for Tesla.
So how, in fact, did this deal actually fall through? Well, this is what's being reported. On Thursday morning, the SEC and Musk's lawyers had reached a settlement that would have required Musk to step down as Tesla's chairman and fine the company of millions of dollars, according to the report from David Gellis, Matthew Goldstein, and Adam Ross Sorkin at the New York Times. He would still have been able to stay on as CEO, and it would have brought to close the drama that's unfolding surrounding Tesla and Musk's privatization dance in recent weeks. But Musk backed out. Why? Because the emotional, highly public executive wanted to be able to proclaim his innocence. 3 people familiar with the negotiation told the Times that Musk found the deal in which he'd neither admit nor deny wrongdoing unacceptable. And so the SEC sued.
This is a publicly traded company. Notice they didn't go after the company. They only went after him. I'm just saying he's rolling the dice. Right. He's rolling the dice.
You know what I also find interesting here is if you look at this settlement and what would actually have occurred, you would have had a new chairman. You would have had 2 new independent directors. I cannot tell you how many investors I've spoken to who either are neutral on Tesla or actually like it, who believe that would be perfect. That would be something they would embrace because it would keep Musk there, but it potentially would add some governance, some gating ability on his behavior, and just sort of from their perspective, be a much better structure from which he could operate. So it's interesting that the very settlement he turned down potentially would have been one embraced by investors because of the addition of 2 independent directors and a new chairman.
Thank you. People would have bought the stock on that.
So again, to me, it does not look good for Musk. I really think that this is going to be the end of him as CEO. I think they're going to pay huge fines. Right now, the stock has again taken a huge hit. So what is the future for Tesla Motors? Only time will tell, but I can tell you this, it probably does not have Elon Musk heading and running that company. So update, as I was uploading this video to YouTube, it turns out that Musk has now settled. He will step down as the chairman, but remain the CEO, and I believe it is for a period of 3 years. So you heard it here first, folks. He has stepped down, as we were predicting in the video, or being taken out by the SEC, and he will remain CEO. Thanks for joining me. As always, if you like this video, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Bang on those notifications, folks. We need your help more than ever. I know that you probably aren't finding out that we are getting the videos, but the only way you might is by ringing that bell. We've got a great backup channel called WeAreChange. Check it out. I do reports on there all the time, but most importantly, be the change you want to see in the world.